bring up an important element of our energy mix, which is nuclear. And this is absolutely a critical part of this conversation. And so one thing that I would just like to clarify is that the Green New Deal does leave the door open for nuclear. You are right, we name renewables like wind and solar specifically. The door is open for nuclear, but we also have to make sure that community input and that technology is vetted. I do believe that there is an open door there.
Throughout this entire year, as we've discussed the Green New Deal, I've noticed that there's been an awful lot of misinformation about what is inside this resolution. A tremendous amount of wild claims, everything from saying we're seeking to ban airplanes to ending ice cream. And as a consequence, I've realized that many of my colleagues have never even read the resolution that they're speaking on. They haven't opened a single word of it. And it's actually only about, I have it right in front of me, just 14 pages long. Resolution on HRes 109, recognizing the duty of the federal government to create a Green New Deal. And 4, global temperatures must be kept below 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrialized levels to avoid the most severe impacts of a changing climate, which will require A, global reductions in greenhouse gas emissions from human sources of 40 to 60% from 2010 levels by 2030, and B, net zero global emissions by 2050. Whereas because the United States has historically been responsible for a disproportionate amount of greenhouse gas emissions, having emitted 20% of global greenhouse gas emissions through 2014. The House of Representatives recognizes that a new national, social, industrial, and economic mobilization on a scale not seen since World War II and the New Deal era is a historic opportunity. That it is the sense of the House of Representatives that, 1, it is the duty of the federal government to create a Green New Deal. A, to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions through a fair and just transition for all communities and workers. B, to create millions of good, high-wage jobs and ensure prosperity and economic security for all people in the United States. To promote justice and equity by stopping current, preventing future, and repairing historic oppression of indigenous peoples, communities of color, migrant communities, deindustrialized communities, depopulated rural communities, the poor, low-income workers, women, the elderly, the unhoused, people with disabilities, and youth, referred to in this resolution as frontline and vulnerable communities. 2, the goals described in subparagraphs A through E of paragraph 1, referred to in this resolution as the Green New Deal goals, should be accomplished through a 10-year national mobilization, referred to in this resolution as the Green New Deal mobilization, that will require the following goals and projects. C, meeting 100% of the power demand in the United States through clean, renewable, and zero-emission energy sources, including 1, by dramatically expanding and upgrading renewable power sources. H, overhauling transportation systems in the United States to remove pollution and greenhouse gas emissions from the transportation sector as much as technologically feasible, including through investment in 1, zero-emission vehicle infrastructure and manufacturing, 2, clean, affordable, and accessible public transit, and 3, high-speed rail. Cleaning up existing hazardous waste and abandoned sites, ensuring economic development and sustainability to those sites. And O, providing all people of the United States with high-quality health care, affordable, safe, and adequate housing, economic security, and clean water, clean air, healthy and affordable food, and access to nature. That is every word in the Green New Deal. And I want every person in this body and across the country to ask themselves why this is so controversial.